Have you ever found yourself constantly chasing something better in life? Do you feel like you're stuck in an endless cycle of seeking external validation and material success, only to be left feeling unfulfilled and dissatisfied? If so, you're not alone. In today's society, we're often told that the key to happiness and fulfillment lies in the pursuit of perfection. We're encouraged to strive for the perfect body, the perfect career, the perfect relationship, and the perfect life. But what if the answer to true happiness and personal growth lies not in chasing better, but in doing the deep inner work of understanding and accepting ourselves fully? This is where the concept of shadow work comes in. Shadow work is the process of exploring and integrating the parts of ourselves that we've repressed or denied, the aspects of our personality that we've deemed unacceptable or unworthy. By shining a light on these hidden parts of ourselves, we can begin to heal, grow, and transform in powerful ways. The idea of the shadow self was first introduced by the renowned psychologist Carl Jung. He believed that we all have a shadow, the unconscious parts of our personality that we've rejected or pushed away. These parts of ourselves can include traits like anger, jealousy, fear, or shame. When we deny or repress these aspects of ourselves, they don't simply disappear. Instead, they lurk in the shadows of our psyche, influencing our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors in ways we may not even be aware of. Engaging in shadow work means having the courage to face these hidden parts of ourselves head on. It means being willing to look at the parts of ourselves that we're ashamed of or afraid of, and learning to accept and integrate them into our conscious awareness. This process can be challenging and uncomfortable at times, but it's also incredibly rewarding. One of the biggest barriers to doing shadow work is the fear and resistance that often comes up when we start to explore these hidden parts of ourselves. We may worry that facing our shadow will be too painful or that we won't be able to handle what we find. We may also have misconceptions about what shadow work entails, thinking that it means dwelling on negative experiences or beating ourselves up for our flaws and mistakes. But the truth is, shadow work is not about punishing ourselves or getting stuck in negativity. Instead, it's about developing a deeper understanding and acceptance of who we are as whole, complex human beings. It's about learning to love and accept ourselves fully, even the parts we've been taught to hide or reject. When we engage in shadow work, we open ourselves up to a profound sense of self-acceptance and inner peace. We begin to see that our flaws and imperfections are not weaknesses to be ashamed of, but rather integral parts of who we are. We start to understand that we are not defined by our mistakes or our struggles, but by our resilience, our strength, and our capacity for growth and change. So how do we actually go about doing shadow work? There are many different techniques and approaches that can be helpful, and the key is finding what works best for you. Some people find journaling to be a powerful tool for exploring their inner world and processing difficult emotions. Others may prefer meditation or therapy as a way to gain insight and work through challenges. No matter what approach you choose, the most important thing is to approach shadow work with a sense of curiosity, openness, and self-compassion. Remember that this is a process of self-discovery and growth, not self-punishment or self-flagellation. Be gentle with yourself as you explore the hidden parts of your psyche and trust that this work will ultimately lead you to a greater sense of wholeness and authenticity. One of the most transformative aspects of shadow work is the way it can shift our relationship with ourselves and others. When we learn to accept and integrate our shadow, we develop a deeper sense of self-love and self-respect. We stop trying to hide or deny parts of ourselves, and instead learn to embrace our full humanity with all its complexities and contradictions. This shift in self-perception can have a ripple effect on our relationships with others as well. When we're no longer afraid to be our true selves, we're able to connect with others in more authentic and meaningful ways. We're able to set healthier boundaries, communicate more honestly, and build deeper, more fulfilling relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. Of course, integrating our shadow is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process of self-discovery and growth. As we move through life, we may encounter new challenges or uncover new aspects of ourselves that need to be explored and integrated. This is why it's so important to approach shadow work as a lifelong journey rather than a destination to be reached. One of the keys to staying committed to this journey is learning to cultivate a sense of self-compassion and patience. Shadow work can be challenging at times, and it's important to remember that growth and change happen slowly over time. Be kind to yourself as you navigate this process and trust that every step you take is bringing you closer to a deeper sense of wholeness and authenticity. Another important aspect of shadow work is learning to let go of the idea that we need to be perfect or better in order to be worthy of love and acceptance. So often, we chase external markers of success or validation, thinking that if we just achieve enough or look a certain way, we'll finally feel good enough. But the truth is, our worth is inherent and unconditional. We are worthy of love and belonging simply because we exist, not because of what we do or how we look. When we start to internalize this truth, it can be incredibly liberating. We no longer feel the need to constantly strive for some elusive idea of better because we know that we are already whole and complete just as we are. We can start to let go of the pressure to be perfect and instead focus on living in alignment with our deepest values and desires. Ultimately, shadow work is about learning to love and accept ourselves fully, even the parts we've been taught to hide or reject. It's about developing a deep sense of self-awareness and self-compassion and learning to navigate life with greater authenticity and resilience. When we commit to this work, we open ourselves up to a profound sense of personal and spiritual growth that can transform every aspect of our lives. So if you find yourself feeling stuck or unfulfilled, chasing some external idea of better, I invite you to consider the power of shadow work. It may not always be easy, but I promise you it is worth it. By having the courage to face your shadows and integrate all parts of yourself, you can tap into a wellspring of inner wisdom, strength, and joy that will support you in living a life of true meaning and purpose. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. We are all works in progress, learning and growing every day. With self-compassion, patience, and a willingness to do the deep inner work, you can transform your life in ways you never thought possible. So take a deep breath, trust the process, and know that you have everything you need within you to heal, thrive, and live a life of authentic happiness and fulfillment. Shadow work is a powerful tool for personal and spiritual growth that can help us stop chasing an elusive idea of better and start living in alignment with our deepest truths. By facing our shadows with courage and self-compassion, we can develop a greater sense of self-awareness, self-acceptance, and inner peace. We can let go of the pressure to be perfect and instead focus on living a life of meaning and purpose. If you're feeling called to explore shadow work further, know that there are many resources and support systems available to you. Whether it's through therapy, coaching, workshops, or self-study, there are countless ways to engage in this transformative work. The most important thing is to approach shadow work with an open heart and a willingness to learn and grow. Trust that this journey will unfold in its own perfect timing, and that every step you take is bringing you closer to your highest truth and potential. Remember, you are not broken or flawed. You are a whole, complex, and beautiful human being with a unique purpose and path in this world. By doing the brave and important work of shadow integration, you are claiming your power and your birthright to live a life of authentic joy, connection, and fulfillment. So take a deep breath, trust the journey, and know that you are capable of incredible growth and transformation. The path may not always be easy, but it is always worth it. Here's to shining a light on our shadows and stepping into the fullness of who we truly are.